Tell me, if you were to win 100,000 from the lottery or Powerball today, what would you do with that money? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Shoes, vacation, that game you've always wanted, a new phone, a new car? If the above things came to mind, then you're seeing money as a spending tool rather than an earning tool. Now, don't be embarrassed. That's how the majority of the society sees money, and therefore we are just following suit. You see, a majority of us grew up in homes where money was used as a spending tool rather than an earning tool. You see, mom and dad went to work. At the end of the month, they would earn a salary, and then they would spend it on monthly expenses and perhaps put some away for rainy days, and then repeat the cycle over and over again. We grew up being exposed to this, and therefore, when we're older, we join the cycle and do as they were doing. But then if you take a moment and look at what the top 1% are doing, then you'll realize that there's something we are doing wrong. But of course, you won't even consider studying what the top 1% are doing because, you see, you grew up in a society that told you that the rich and wealthy are evil. But not only that, in life and school, we've always been encouraged to be average. Think about it. In a graph, we never care about the outliers. We care about the average. If you're absent in school and there was a class exam, they don't give you the mark of the outliers, but you are given the average score of the whole class. You grew up presenting the kids who had higher marks than you, and therefore you never even bothered to ask them how they did it. Everything you are looking at in life, you always ask what the average was, and then you get happy if you are within the average or slightly above. It is therefore no surprise that we don't want to study the wealthy and do what they are doing because we are happy with being average. I mean, after all, throughout our whole lives, we've been taught that being average is okay. Anyways, I digress. Back to the point I was trying to make. Stop seeing money as a spending tool and start seeing it as an earning tool. Don't get money in your bank account and start asking, what can I spend it on? Instead, ask yourself, what can it earn me? And a new world filled with possibilities will start opening up for you. A classic example of the above phenomenon is Elon Musk. He's the founder of Tesla, who earned $180 million in cash after the sale of PayPal to eBay. Elon invested, listen to this, $100 million in SpaceX, $70 million in Tesla, and the last $10 million in Solar City. He had to borrow money for rent. I'm not sure if I would have invested it all in businesses, but being the person that I am, I would have at least bought myself a Lamborghini, but anyways, you get the point. Elon understood the power of investing your money in things which are meaningful. And he saw money as a tool to earn him more money rather than something to be spent. The problem with you and I is that if we got that money, we would have stashed it away and started spending it lavishly. So in conclusion, stop asking, what can I spend this money on? And start asking, what can this money earn me? Money is simply a tool, so treat it as such.